report, like we're low-key going up right now. Joshua Potts, aka Mr. Pottsable, always with the brother with the same mother, Aaron Potts, super hot Potts, and we're your favorite two black runners coming at you every single
Two Black Tuesday. What's good? We out here.
It's Tuesday somewhere. It's a Tuesday somewhere,
Tuesday
people.
somewhere,
I know
baby.
it's Wednesday, but our guest kind of just fell through this week. So you just stuck with two black runners, bro. But it's a good podcast. There's a lot of stuff going around in the track world. There's a lot of stuff going on with the Runner Report. And Black History Month is this month, so we just want to spend some time on that as well and just give you guys a little bit of update. But before we get into all of it, bruh, Aaron, we got a sponsorship with Tracksmith.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
it's low-key dope, man. I got this sweater, you got that t-shirt, they gave us some stuff. We're gonna do a giveaway soon for our listeners. Also, you can use the code Culture15 and you get $15 off your first purchase of $75 at Tracksmith. It's a pretty dope deal, and like all the material is real nice, bro. Aaron, how you feel about the partnership so far?
Dude, honestly, I feel so blessed to be a part of this. And now, as we're saying, like, yes, they are sponsors, but as we talk to them, like, this is a partnership, and that's really what they see it as. And it just makes me really hopeful to find other people in the industry that are also just dedicated, to continuing to pushing the sport forward and the culture forward. So I feel blessed for the opportunity, and I'm happy to continue to work and partner with them. As they said, they just want to help us. They really genuinely want to help us grow, help us to even just to branch out. And yeah, I'm just happy that they would like to work with us, and I think it's going to be a great partnership from now into the future.
Yeah, and this is really just perfect timing, like to get this at the beginning of 2021. Because if you guys were listening to the Two Black Runners podcast before the new year, like our whole thing was trying to go bigger or better in 2021, really with the Olympics coming around. But not even just besides that, just trying to go all in with the Runner Report and trying to give you guys the best content as we can with the Two Black Runners on YouTube, on Instagram, and everything in between. And like right now, the Runner Report, like we're low-key going up right now. Like this weekend, we're going to be at the Sound Runnings, the 10, their track meet, and they're going to be having some big names there. And we're going to be showing you guys behind the scenes on Sound Running's Instagram, their IG Live. Me and Aaron are going to be on there. Like, Aaron, it's going to be pretty cool this weekend. Like, these guys need to tune in.
Yeah, man. Y'all definitely need to tune in to the 10. Shout out to Jesse and to Sound Running for, again, just putting on another meet and providing more opportunities for athletes to get out there and run. And I just also like what he's doing with the meet overall. He's trying to bring some more entertainment to these meets and trying to find ways to make it more fun. And it's like we said a couple months ago, those track meets that we saw in 2020 with Bowerman that were on YouTube, or even like the track meet, or all those meets that were on YouTube and people were watching. That was an experiment, and we're gonna see it play out this year in 2021. And hey, track and field is changing, man. You got Instagram pages creating the narratives now. You got meet directors putting meets on YouTube. I mean, you got Tracksmith sponsoring races at the American Track League. Hey,
nice.
The game is changing.
And you got Clubhouse. And you got Clubhouse popping.
Hey.
Like, we got Stephen A's on Clubhouse, and that's pretty tight. So Aaron was saying, bro, if y'all need that Clubhouse invite, hit us in the DMs, Mr. Possible, Super Hot Pots, or find us on Clubhouse. Follow us, because we're gonna have a club real soon. Believe that for sure.
For real, it's gonna have some real good baton talk. Y'all know how we do on the podcast. It's just gonna be live. Everyone gonna be in there. We're gonna be talking about everything from Matthew Cilantro to Marquise Denby. Oh wait, I meant to say Citro. My bad. I said cilantro. My bad.
Hey, why you doing my boy like that, bro? Why you doing my boy like that?
Hey,
I didn't say that, Citro.
My finger slipped. Hey, yeah, that's the Olympic champ, bro. I gotta put respect on that. That's the champ. That's a champ.
I didn't say that,
Oh
Centro.
God.
Wait, Aaron, before we move on, there's three things that I love about the 10, bro, that I feel like they're doing really different. It's going to make this like really interesting. Number one, they're having running report on the IG Live. Like, really? Come on, chill
Hey.
with us on the IG Live and also watch it on YouTube at the same time because we all can. YouTube's free. Like the professional track series on YouTube. I'm going to have the link to the channel for you to go and subscribe, turn your post noties as well, just for you know when the meet starts. It starts at 8:15 p.m. Pacific time. If you don't like, come on, bro, chilling with us on the IG Live on YouTube. But what's really cool too is that Jesse Williams and Sound Ready put in like this paying forward element where they're building a purse and building the prize money so all fans can donate money to the prize money as well, like during the broadcast or leading up to the meet, like all these days. Like you could be donating right now. I know I'm gonna donate after this for I can make sure that I put like some money in there and that goes to Mario, because Mario gonna win the 10K, like the homie
Hey, let's
gonna
get
win
it.
it.
Let's
Like,
get
bro, how
it.
you feeling? How you feel about building this purse and everything like that? Like, this is like, I really think this is really dope, to be honest.
Yeah, and if y'all listen to this program, y'all know how much I preach about these track meets. So I'm always down to see something new and innovative to try and excite the fans and also be a big payoff for these athletes. Because a lot of the times, I was just in a clubhouse room the other day, we are kind of talking about, you know, how like, people only want to see a race two, if it's the Olympians racing. But yo, what if it's two dudes or two gals that were talking trash? Y'all want to see it? We put money in it, and they go at it for five G's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might be something we see in the future, but everything that Jesse and Sound Running is doing with the Pro Track series, with these meets, it is the future. We saw them experiment with it in 2020, but this is the future. The future is here. Instagram pages and influencers are commanding the story more than Flow Track, and meet directors are making track meets on YouTube more than Flow Track or NBC. So I expect to see more of this in the future, and hey, expect to see us participating more and more in the future. So check out that
No,
IG live that we're about to be on, because we gonna make it live. Like, we gonna make it live
we
for real
live,
though.
baby.
For real though. I'll get that exclusive with the boy Matt Centro and see what he thinks about cilantro.
Hey, and I think it's really is. I think the building the purse thing, it really is going to be tight. Because, like you said, like if there is like some trash talk, or if it is just like a meet where it's just like just the 10, because this is just 10Ks, just two 10Ks. I think it could really be cool. Like if we want to see people, like if like speaking to the beef, like say it was really the main focus, like it was a 1500 and it was Craig Angles and Josh Thompson, like they had their little like Instagram beef. I feel like that could really bring in a lot of money because people are going to want to watch that. People would be willing to drop $50 to really donate and really like bring some money towards these guys. And it'll be just an entertaining race. Like if it was a hyped up 200 with Michael Norman, Trayvon Bromell, and Noah Lyles, and we had everybody on YouTube watching that, I think that purse would be pretty heavy, bro. And I think that's something. I think building the purse, like if this goes well, and I think it will go well. I think this is something that we can see to the future. And hats off to Jesse Williams, because this man, he's doing it different for real this time around, bro.
Yeah, man. He's out here, he's creating um different business plans than we've ever seen before in track and field. So let's see how this goes. And like I'm saying, it's all just an experiment because track and field is changing. It already has changed due to COVID and just other things lacking. But track and field is changing, and we're ready to be a part of it, and we're gonna always be there to push the culture forward.
Yeah, bro, we're definitely being a part of it. We're definitely pushing the culture forward. And I know we didn't have a guest this week, but we got two great guests coming up for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be really exciting. And honestly, we don't really usually do this, but I want to announce our next two upcoming guests because we were going to have one, but we'll just let them know. I guess like next 2 weeks, we're going to have Alison Desir. You guys may have heard of her. Like, Aaron, you know who Alison Desir is, bro?
Bruh, how you not know who Alison Desir is? The one who basically, I don't want to say single handedly, but single handedly really like put the running world on blast this year about Runner's World magazine from there, and she's just been involved in so much activism in the running world, the meaning through movement. She is head of sports advocacy at Wazelle right now. She started Harlem Run. She's done so many different things just around in the U.S. To activate and to really bring attention to things that need to be spoken on.
Yeah.
But she's done this all through running, which is just amazing. Like, it all started through running, and I love whenever we can have someone tell their story about what running really did for them and how it's helped them just pursue their passions and create systems to help people. Like, that's amazing. So I'm really looking forward to talking with Alison.
Yeah, so next week we're gonna have True Black Girl Magic with Alison Desir. Then the week after that, we have probably our biggest guest ever, bro.
Probably.
Our biggest
This is our biggest guest.
Our biggest guest ever. We have the MJ of track and field, Michael Johnson, coming on the Two Black Runners podcast. If you a real one, you just got hyped for a second. You probably just jumped up out your seat or something. Michael Johnson, you guys all know him, like 400-meter record holder. Used to be 400-meter record holder. Used to be 200-meter world record holder as well. The Golden Spikes, one of the best to ever do it at the in the US, bro. Like, this guy, honestly, there's so many stuff to talk about him, but honestly, I just have to say it's Michael Johnson. Like, it's gonna be fire. I can't believe we're gonna have him on the podcast. Like, to be honest, Aaron.
We out here. We made it, Mama. We made it. We got MJ coming. We got an MJ coming on to the pod with us. So
for real,
it's gonna be an honor to interview with Michael Johnson. So much to ask this dude. He's also just been very vocal. I feel like a lot of people don't notice, but he's always very vocal on Twitter about his views and how the sport should be. So I'm very interested in picking his brain and learning from him as well. So tune in for that. We got big things coming, y'all.
You guys got a low-key, a chill podcast this week, but next week, like,
you guys y'all.
For real. It's gonna be some great conversations. And honestly, if you guys have any questions that you guys want to be asked, shoot us a DM, or even better, leave a review with your question. Make sure to put that 5-star rating on there too, because I know you love the favorite Two Black Runners.
What you did. I like what you did there.
Put down your question down in the review box, or even just hit us up in the DMs as well, or check out our website. You can send us email there as well at running-report.com. Like, man, some big things are going on in the running report, and it's definitely just been nonstop, especially in the month of February. I wanted to do something really big this month with Black History Month coming around, and we all know for the past 9 months it's been wild, and I feel like we should have definitely highlighted people. So for the whole month of February, every Monday and Friday, I teamed up with my guy Anderson, who runs a track and field Black History page on Instagram, and we've been posting stories about Black significant athletes, about significant Black athletes who have paved the way for so many over the past couple years. Like, the first week we did Reggie McAfee, the first African American to break 4. This past Monday, it was the 1972 Olympic protest that a lot of people have never even heard of, and it was the Olympic protest right after 68, but it doesn't get talked about at all. So there's a lot of great stories, and Aaron actually did an interview on IG Live with Anderson. So Anderson explains his story, why he started the Track and Field Black History page, and then why he even started a podcast, which is super dope, and y'all need to check out. So I'm just going to send you guys to a 10-minute audio clip of that IG Live interview. And if you guys want to see the whole thing, check out our IGTV. It's about a 20-minute interview. It's real dope. But here you go with this 10-minute clip of Anderson and Aaron from about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I just listened to the Wayuma Tyus podcast. That was dope, bro. Like, you killed that one, and everything you're doing on your page with the track and field history is super, super cool too. But I just wanted to ask you, how did you get in that? And for everyone listening too, could you give them a little brief overview of what you're doing with your page and with your podcast?
Yeah. So just about a year ago, I started just posting some black athletes in track and field on my page, and then a couple months ago, I started TF Track and Field Black History, just another Instagram page to really just give those athletes some highlight. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of the sport of track and field, and over my entire career in track and field, I wanted to be able to highlight some of the, lesser known athletes who we don't really give them their just due in track and field. There's like so much Black history in track and field. So that's what I've been doing on my Instagram page in track and field Black history. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't seen the post we had on our page about Reggie McAfee, Wyoming Thomas, Jesse Owens, Anderson really did like all the copy for that and has really been just working with Joshua to get all that stuff done. And he recently came out with a podcast, Track and Field Black. What was the name of the podcast? I don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, no, good. Yes, Track and Field Black History. So yeah.
Track and Field Black History. Go ahead and check that out. It's really, really dope content there. Black Track and Field podcast. Like
yeah,
y'all need to listen to that.
Yeah, there's so much history, and yeah, that's just what I wanted to be able to do, to highlight all that history that we as Black people have in the sport of track and field. Like, we've been integral to a lot of the growth in the sport of track and field, so definitely want to be able to highlight those stories. And one of the reasons I started doing the podcast is because I started doing the posts on Instagram, but there's only so much information I could post on Instagram before like the character limits, they hit me. And like, I'm finding all this information about all these athletes and all these different like great parts of the stories, but the podcast gives me the chance to like tell the entire story. So yeah, definitely going to be putting a lot of different things into the podcast, a lot of different stories, and be highlighting them.
And let me make sure I made it right in the comments. Subscribe to the Track and Field Black History. Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, make sure y'all. Yeah, is it on Spotify too?
Yep, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, any podcasts, yeah, anywhere you stream.
Dude, yeah, and the Wyoming Titus one was, I like the Reggie McAfee one too, but I already see you getting better, bro. Like that one was fire, bro. And even though, and they're short too, they're only that one was 15. The first one's like 8 minutes, but like you have a lot of there's a lot of gems in it. I was searching for, trying to find something around interviews of her, like at that Olympics. But that's another thing I thought would be cool. Like, I'm just thinking like 1968 Olympic Games, we don't only think about Tommie Smith and John Carlos. Like, they don't really talk about Wyoming. I keep saying her name wrong.
Yeah, I'm not. It's all good. I think it's Wyoming Titus, but I mean, yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, it's true. That 68, that whole 1968 Olympics was like that whole thing. Yeah, like you say, everyone knows about Tommie Smith and John Carlos, but some people don't even know, like, they ran the 200 meters. Some people don't even know that. Or like, all the things that led up to the Olympics. Like they were going to boycott the Olympics. They didn't boycott it, but then they had like a meeting to discuss like how they're going to like protest at the games. So there's so much that happened at those games. That one games in itself is a whole Black history story in track and field, just like the things that happened at those games. So yeah.
That was another one where I was like listening to it and I was just thinking, I was like, yo, like there needs to be a movie on the 1968 Olympics and like following up on what happened to those athletes. And it just made me think about the closest thing. I mean, it just made me think about the NBA bubble, because at the 1968 Olympics, like when they were getting interviewed, they said they were gonna talk about it. And yeah, it's just like history repeated itself like this at the bubble in the playoffs. And I was like, yo, like this is crazy. Like people really, especially people that disagree with that kind of stuff, it's like, dude, this stuff has already happened before. Like people have already done it. And we say that we like praise those people, but when you see it happening in your era, you're like, you're not with it. It's just like, what's going on?
Exactly. We're talking decades ago, right? This is 68. Same things happen now in 2020, 2021, right? So it's the same things, history repeats itself. And that, again, that just goes back to why we got to learn our history. If we don't learn from our history, how are we going to, progress? So definitely feel that.
So what else do you see? Like, what else do you see with the podcast? Like the last podcast I listened to, you started talking about like, who was the first the first just Black, like African to break the mile too. Where do you see yourself like going with the podcast as it continues to grow?
Yeah. So I want to be able to, of course, highlighting, and especially this month, highlighting just Black athletes for Black History Month, but also the idea that, being Black is not just in America, right? We have Black people all across myself. I'm born and raised here in New York City, but my parents are Nigerian. And, I'm very proud to be Nigerian, but I'm also Black. You got Black people from Nigeria. You got Usain Bolt from Jamaica. He's Black. You got athletes from Kenya, Ethiopia, South Africa, all over the world, Cuba. All these athletes are Black, and there's a lot of history. Even there was the first athlete from Silvio Cator. He's from Haiti, and he was actually the first athlete to win a gold medal at the Olympics from a Black nation. So even before all these other Black athletes, this athlete was from Haiti. Right. And we don't even think of Haiti right now as like one of the powerhouses in track. But that idea of there's Black athletes all across the entire world that I think need to be highlighted.
Hey, and that is significant because Haiti is the first liberated Black nation.
Exactly. It's crazy. So that's where I want to be able to highlight like the idea of, the entire globe is connected with, people, Black people just around the entire world. And, we saw it with like the protests last year where, after George Floyd was killed, of course, the protests were happening here in the United States, but then you saw things happening in France, in Japan, in all places around the continent of Africa. So tons of different people that are Black around the entire world definitely need to be highlighted.
Dang. Other than that, that's all I really got today. I'm looking forward to that Jesse Owens podcast and every podcast that you have going forward. I think you're natural, bro. Like you're killing it. The poster dope too. But everyone on here, make sure you go on your Apple or Spotify and search Track and Field Black History. It's dope podcast. They're not too long, not even gonna take much of your time, but you're gonna get a lot of good gems in there, a lot of good history. And then together we're gonna keep on making these posts on Monday and Friday. And that low key will give you a little preview of what his podcasts are gonna be. But highly recommend. Also, make sure y'all, if you go listen to the podcast, y'all better go rate that too. Oh wait, you got a YouTube channel, bruh? You got a YouTube channel?
Well, I previously did. I used to have the final leg. I have that. It's been, I see someone like asking about. Yeah, I used to do the final leg. It's been on hiatus because I was living in Japan and I was going to be working at the Tokyo Olympics, doing a lot of stuff there. But once COVID hit, I had to make a transition, so I came back to New York, and so the YouTube channel is on pause, I guess, for now, just because of time with like work and stuff like that. But it'll be coming back, hopefully. No, yeah. But also, just before, like, I want to highlight y'all. I mean, I always been saying that, like, y'all been doing some great stuff, and like, we need like Black, people in media for track and field. I know there's not as many people who do stuff like what you do, or even like any type of media in track and field that are Black, right? We have tons of Black athletes, but in media, I think what you guys do are really, really great. So of course, keep growing as y'all have been exploding, which is great.
Appreciate that, bro. And yeah, and as we grow, man, I want to continue to network with people like you, man, and just continue, we can continue to build this ecosystem together, because there's more people out there, there's more people out there like us that are like inspired to do these things, or there's people that are doing it, and we all could just help each other continue to grow this space. And I don't know, the more people like us see us doing this, the more it's gonna happen. So
exactly,
I feel that.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely appreciate it. Definitely gonna keep growing, talking about Black history, talking about Black athletes, current and old and new and everything. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll catch you later. Thanks for talking.
No Appreciate it, Aaron. What's up?
Before we get back to the podcast, I wanted to jump in and just thank our sponsor, Tracksmith, one more time for partnering with the Two Black Runners podcast. It truly is an honor to have them on board and really just trying to bring us to the next level. And especially Tracksmith, because this Boston-based running brand is born out of the desire to celebrate both the history and the evolving culture of running. So with us, like the Running Report as well, we're here to inspire the next generation and just trying to keep on pushing the sport forward with Tracksmith. And since we align so much together, I feel like with Tracksmith and Running Report, they are offering our listeners $15 off your first purchase of $75 or more when you use the code CULTURE15 at tracksmith.com. That's CULTURE numbers 15. Use the code CULTURE15 at tracksmith.com and get $15 off your first purchase of $75 or more. Now, Aaron, that conversation was tight, bro. I wasn't there for it. I had to do something, so I didn't get to see it, but I watched the replay on IG Live, on IGTV, and honestly, bro, that was one of the best IG Live interviews that I feel like we ever had. Like, that was a real dope conversation.
Yeah, well, Anderson made it real easy for me. He's a really smart, knowledgeable guy, and he really does know his stuff. He knows his stuff, and he has a passion for what he's speaking about. So that's always gonna grab people's attention, and it just made it easy for me, most definitely. But what I really enjoyed about his podcast and just about everything he does is the significance of it when you really think about it. Because some people see it and they're like, "Oh, track and field Black History podcast." I don't really relate to that. I'm not Black, but black people have such an impact on the sport of track and field that you can't really even take them out the equation. There's so many historic moments, especially in the U.S. We could say globally too, but especially in the U.S., there's so many historic moments that has happened in track and field, from Jesse Owens at the Olympics against Hitler, from the 1968 Olympics, where we had not just Tommy Smith and John Carlos protesting. We had Wyoming Matthias, who was the first woman, or no, not woman, first person ever to win gold in the 100 meters at two Olympics back to back. The 1 and the 2 back to back. She's the first person to ever do that, and I bet 90% of the people listening to this podcast don't even know who that is.
Crazy.
And y'all call yourself track fans.
You didn't know who she was until like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know who she was either, though. I ain't trying to say I didn't know who I was, but that's why I went and listened to this podcast, and I was like, yo, there needs to be a movie on this girl, because she went through some crazy things. Like, she had a world record at 16.
Sidney McLaughlin ain't doing that. Sidney McLaughlin ain't doing that.
Bro, the KKK basically came to her house and burned it down. When she, like, come on, bro. Like, this is crazy stuff that we don't know about. So definitely go check out Anderson's page. TF, what is it? TF Black History. And then go and subscribe to his podcast, the Track and Field Black History podcast. Go give it 5 stars. Go leave a rating, and I promise you, they're short and sweet and straight to the point. So I think you really will enjoy these if you give them a listen.
Yeah, especially. I really like the format of his podcast and just how short they are. All of them have been under 15 minutes, and just the way that he goes straight to the point, because I know history can definitely, for a lot of people, get boring at times, but definitely being able to learn something in track and field, like a Reggie McAfee or Wyoming Matthias, like people you don't really get to hear about and hear like a different side of the story. I think it's always just something really dope. And he's someone in this game that's just like us, trying to be seen, trying to be heard. And there's not a lot of people like us being heard on that level. So always supporting Anderson. Go check out the podcast. Go check out his Instagram. It's honestly really, really dope. And it's really exciting to see someone like him trying to do similar things that we're doing. And bro, like Black History Month, it's almost coming to the end, but It's something that we really want to share this year and really go hard. And I can't wait to keep on doing this every single year. And honestly, I'm gonna say this on wax right now because I want you guys to hold me to it. Like, I'm trying to do something for Hispanic Heritage Month as well. Like, I need a historian or something to hook us up. Like, September, I'm trying to do something for Hispanic Heritage Month for like they can get their flowers too, because there's also great things going on in that world as well. But being able just to see that perspectives and all the perspectives, I think it's something great to see. And yeah, it's really interesting just be able to learn track history, because it is, even if it is just track and field Black history, at the end of the day, it's track history. And on top of that, bro, there has been a lot of track history over these past 10 days.
It's been crazy, bro.
Even track and field, you could call it track and field Black history, bro. From world records being broken to world leads to 19-year-olds getting into all-time lists. It's
Twitter
been
fingers
wild,
turning
bro.
into trigger fingers.
For real, bro. And so, for pretty much sum this up, bro, I got a new game for you, Aaron. It's called False Start. So basically, I'm gonna say a hot take, and you're gonna let me know if it's a false start or not. Basically, if it's a false start, that means that hot take it's too outrageous, it's too soon, and it ain't happening. If it's not a false start, that means that hot take, it's on its way, it's true, and it's happening, and it's the real deal. You ready to play false start, my guy?
Let's go.
First up, we're going to start with Bryce Hoppel, who ran the second fastest American indoor 800 meter at the third American Track League. Then he came back the next week and broke the American record in the 1,000 meter dash. But then in the 1,000 meter dash, and he has risen up to the occasion, has really risen up to the talks that he has the best chance to beat Donavan Brazier. But this past week at New Balance Indoor Grand Prix, Donavan Brazier just broke his 800 meter indoor American record. But the question has to be asked. These two guys are going neck and neck right now, trying to see who's going to take home the Olympic gold. But the question to you, Aaron, is Donavan Brazier is the world champion. He's on the throne right now. But does Bryce Hoppel have the best chance to beating Donavan Brazier at the Olympics? Is that a false start?
I don't think that's a false start. Now, some people might come at me. I don't think that's a false start. Now, if y'all rewind the tape, y'all really be messing with the running report. Y'all remember when this boy was in college, and I was like, yo, he beating everybody. He ain't losing. He nice. I don't know if y'all remember that. That was some time ago. He was beating everybody. Then he went on at World Championships, did his thing. He took 5th or 4th. And people were like, where is that at? Now, he's a little bit more mature in his proness, and he doing big things. And he hungry. I know my boy Brazier. Yeah, he's confident. But this boy hungry, bruh. This boy hungry.
Stop it.
So don't sleep on Hoppel.
Stop it. Yes. Don't ever disrespect Donavan Brazier like that. You're saying this man ain't hungry? That's a total false start. People have been saying this for days, bro. Bryce Hoppel has the best chance of being Donavan Brazier. Donavan Brazier is definitely hungry, also super confident. He ain't even thinking about Bryce Hoppel, though. He's thinking about making it to the 4x4 more than Bryce Hoppel, to be honest here. But let's not forget about Nigel Almost, my guy. Nigel Almost was running great before the 2019 World Championships where he got injured. So I'm just saying, Bryce Hoppel, he on his way. Like, he going to get there. This 1-2 punch, this rivalry is going to be together. But let's not forget about my guy, Isaiah Harris, real quick. Let's not forget about Drew Wendell, real quick.
Okay.
Let's not forget about these other. They could be in that conversation, too. Like, let's not forget about when Clayton Murphy gets healthy, real quick. Like, I'm just saying, Bryce Hoppel, he doing good things, but, like, I don't know. The 800 field just stacked, to be honest. I think that's just how it is.
That's true, though. All my 800 runners, y'all should feel disrespected what's going on right now, though.
They only doing this 1-2 punch?
Yeah, they should feel disrespected by what's going on. Hey, Isaiah Harris opening up at the American Track League on Sunday. Let's see what he do.
Hey, I'm here for it. Let's see what he do. Another person that's been opening up on fire this year has to be Grant Holloway, bro. This past week in Levine in France, he ran 7.32, the second fastest 60-meter hurdle time ever. He beat his own American record, but the question has to be, and the hot takes have been coming in, because at the American Track League this past week, they had like a little video with World's Greatest, and Grant Holloway was on there saying that he's at the top of the throne right now. He's a world champion. No one's going to beat him at the Olympics. So is it a false start to say that Grant Holloway's a lock for the gold in Tokyo?
All right, y'all. Look at what I'm doing right now. Yeah, I'm brushing my hair. If y'all can't see, if y'all just listening, I'm brushing my hair because I love my hairline. I get a lot of confidence when I get a cut.
Okay.
This man, Grant Holloway, he just went bald. He 23, 22,
Wow.
bald. You know what kind of confidence that takes? LeBron hasn't even shaved his head, and we know he needs to do that.
Wow.
You know what confidence? This man ain't losing. He shaved his head bald, bro. He focused. He ain't worried about his hair, nothing. He don't even care how he look. He said, I don't care if I look like an alien. I'm a freak.
Sure.
That ain't a false start. This man ain't losing. He on a mission, bro. You could tell. Come on, man.
I believe it. I believe it. Another person that I seen that young with a bald head was Tupac Shakur. And
Go.
enough said.
Go.
Enough said. Enough said. Another person that may be turning into a baby goat, bro, is Athing Mo. Athing Mo has been killing the college track and field scene. 201 in the 800, number 4 all time. 600-meter national record in the 600-meter national record indoors as well. Ran 50-52 open in the 400, a 50.2 split in the 4x4, and also led the Texas A&M Aggies to the NCAA indoor record in the 4x4 and number 4 all time. That's with countries like USA, Portugal, and stuff like that. Like crazy stuff. Like Athing Mo is on her way to be the most dominant NCAA athlete ever. Is that a false start?
I'm gonna say, is she on her way? I'm gonna say this one. I'm gonna call this one a false start, only because she might be gone after this year. The way she doing her thing, she might dip out. And we've seen athletes like her in the past. Like we were just talking about the homie Grant. He was doing that same thing when he was in college. And even if you think on the distance side, like a Cheserek or something who was winning all those titles. Now, don't get me wrong, she deserves all her flowers. But let her win a championship first. Like, let's say she goes to indoor, she win the 4x4, she win the 8. You know, she win the 4x. I'm just kidding. She ain't gonna do the 4x1, but still, she wins the 400, the 4x4, and the 8 or something. That would be insane. I don't know if that's ever been done actually.
And I will say this: I don't think she can be defined as the most dominant just because she won't be there for 4 years, and someone like a King Ches like was there forever. It seemed like and won so many championships. But for like the one and dones like Sydney McLaughlin, like she is going to be the most dominant in that field. Because I don't even know what she's going to run at NCAAs when it comes to indoor or outdoor. She may just win the 800 and the 400. And honestly, if I was Texas A&M, I would put her in the 4x1 too, Aaron, like you're about to say. Like, I don't know. Why not? She could definitely run it. Like, let's be real here.
She could, low key though. She could, bro. Great. Just do it for the greatness. Just do it for the greatness.
And another one, bro, that we gotta ask you is that these Oregon men have been crazy these past couple of weeks, bro. And it all culminated to last week where we saw 3 Oregon men run 350, 350, and a 353. But at the top of that list was Cooper Teare and Cole Hawker, who both ran 350. And that is not only number 1 and number 2 all time in NCAA, but it is also number 6 and number 7 all time throughout the world. Like in the world, bro.
Wow.
And Cole Hawker is only 19. But you know who they're right ahead of? They're right ahead of the Olympic champion Matthew Centrowitz. That's mad. That's crazy. And if you guys been keeping up on Instagram a little bit, there's a little bit of beef. There's a little bit of beef between the Oregon men, or at least between Cooper Teare and some of the Oregon men and Matthew Centrowitz. And I think the question has arisen too. Cooper Teare runs a 13:18 in the 5K. Matthew Centrowitz ran a 13:30 at the same time, and they now have a faster mile PR than the Olympic champion. The question has kind of arisen: Does Cooper Teare have a better chance to go to the Olympics than Matthew Centrowitz? Is that a false start, Aaron?
That is not a false start to think that.
Wow.
Why would that be a false start? How is that disrespectful? That's for all people.
Go ahead. Centro's listening to this part right now. Centro, use this as fuel.
for everybody like saying like, oh, like, nah, there's no way. It's just like, bruh, let's think about this. Like, if this was the NBA or the NFL, and you get beat 2 times, you would think that they would lose in the playoffs. I don't know, but all I'm saying is the kid ran 350. The man, let me say, excuse me, I don't want to disrespect Cooper. This man ran 350, a faster PR than Centro, and early on he ran 13:18. Now, we don't know where their training's at. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, the Oregon dudes are sharper," but that who says that? You know who loses a race and says that I'm just not sharp now? That the loser says that. The loser says that. That's all I'm saying. That's a losing mentality excuse. So all I'm saying is, I said this before. They coming for you. Get ready, because they could take your spot. Because if we in a 5K, a slow 5K with you, Centro. I mean, oh wait, again a phone call. Wait, hold up. I'll go back there. Because if they in a slow 5K with you, Centro, and it comes down to the last mile, I'm confident Coop could go under 4. So the chances are just about the same. Or I don't know. I got to see Coop run again, because he might be able to run like low 13s right now. I don't know if Central could do that right now. I ain't trying to. Hey, he Olympic champion, but what have you done for me lately?
I'm gonna just let you know, Aaron, like, Centro just listened to that whole part of this podcast, and like, I don't know if y'all gonna be friends when y'all meet in person. I'm just gonna say that right now. But Centro, I'm gonna say here, Joshua Potts, bro, nice to meet you. We homies, and use this as fuel, my guy. Use this as fuel. Cooper Teare is good though. He's nice. Cole Hawker's nice as well, but that's definitely a false start for me. That's a false start. That's a false start for me, at least. And we got one more, bro. Number one, last hot take. Like 3 weeks ago, like, pole vault was the hottest field event in 2021. We saw the world lead change about 5 times between 3 different people, including Casey Lightfoot, Mondo Duplantis, and Renaud Levine as well. It has been wild. And then Casey Lightfoot recently just broke the NCAA record for the 3rd time in the past month. This guy is doing great things. And the question I want to ask you, Aaron, is that the men's pole vault is the most exciting field event in 2021. Is that a false start?
That is not a false start. They've been freaking killing it, bro. And it's been awesome to watch. And you've honestly got me into pole vault a little bit. Like Casey Lightfoot, Mondo. Casey is breaking the record every time he goes out there right now. Basically, and I think too, like, I mean, Mondo Duplantis is really just raising, I mean, no pun intended, he's raising the bar for the pole vault, because you're seeing these younger dudes just jump higher and higher. And it's, again, another result, of having that double Olympic year, people having more time to train and get fit. So I'm excited to see the pole vault and continue to learn more. Also on the women's side, shout out Sandy Morris, she's a beast too. So the pole vault is definitely exciting. Y'all should tune in.
Yeah, most definitely. Not a false start. The pole vault is definitely the most exciting field event in 2021. But honestly, wait. I was about to say, just wait until Joe Kovac starts throwing far, and Daryl Hill starts throwing far as well, and just wait till Christian Taylor and Will Clay get out there. I'm just saying
we can't forget about Dindy though. Dindy, he want that smoke. I'm sorry, I haven't seen a good long jump competition yet. That's why I'm saving the pole vault. But Dindy, the way Dindy talking, Marquise Dindy, he a savage. He want that smoke. So, hey, Taylor, Will Clay, he coming for y'all. Y'all know him though. That's your teammate. But hey, he talking crazy right now. If
y'all don't know what he's talking about, y'all need to follow us on Instagram, like, for real. And y'all need to pay attention to the story. Pay attention to our stories, because it's low-key turning in the shade room. Like, honestly, like, there's a lot of shade going on in our Runner Report IG stories, and it's pretty entertaining. I gotta say the least, bro. It's pretty entertaining. And Aaron's running that.
The energy in 2021 is different. People ready for it.
It's that clubhouse energy.
It's like clubhouse energy or
It's,
something.
it's making us different. It's making us different, bro. But that's pretty much all we got for y'all. A new game, fall start. I think it's pretty entertaining. I want to play it with guests as well because I think these hot takes are worth a while, and we can definitely just go a lot of different ways with this. And we'll see what happens. I hope you guys liked it. I kind of liked it, and I think we'll get better each time. But before we get out of here, Aaron, in honor of Black History Month, I want to ask a little bit of like closeout questions. I just like, let's just talk about this real quick. Like, bro, like, let's go with this one. Like, let's go with this one. Like, bro, like, what have been some of the most influential Black movies in your lifetime that you've watched? Like, what have been the most influential to you, or what are just your top 3 favorites? Because I feel like our family, like, we've been watching. Like, I feel like we're a big movie watching family.
Yeah,
So like, we love our movies.
top 3.
And definitely like with Black movies as well. So like, if you can either say your top 3 favorite or maybe your top 3 most influential to you, like, or do you want me to go first? I can go first.
Okay, top 3 influential. I would say no order. Boys in the Hood. That's definitely like a piece that's just like super influential. Boys in the
Are you
Hood.
just saying to you, or are you saying like I'm saying like to
I'm
you?
saying,
Okay, okay.
to me, like that was an influential movie. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
seeing that movie was just like, yeah, like I was just like, oh shoot, like all this stuff going on, opening the door to like, to the war on drugs and just like the struggle in the hoods and stuff like that. So that's a big one that was influential to me. The Great Debaters.
That's
That's a
low
great
key.
movie.
Yeah, that's a great movie, bro.
And third, I'll say like I have to say this one. Remember the Titans, bro. Come on,
Mm,
that's like the first one I probably remember because I
dang, I
feel like
wasn't.
you see that for me. I was like you see that as like a kid, like
Yeah,
that's one of the first. Like we watched that at my school, and I know some people didn't watch that at their school, but I think we had to sign permission slips. But that is a movie that talks a lot about race, and I mean I saw that at a very young age, so I would say those are the most influential. But my favorite movie is Love and Basketball. Love and Basketball,
dang, that's
easy.
what I was gonna put in there. Right, that's for me, that's most influential. I feel like I've seen Love and Basketball so many times, and I think it's just a prime example of just like Black like life and just like Black love as well too. So Love and Basketball is definitely like one of the most influential like Black movies for my life. And then also like, this is kind of like funny, but Medea's Family Reunion. Like, bro, that I've seen that movie so many times too, and
That's
it's
a
just
great
like,
movie.
yeah, it's I think it's the best Medea movie for sure. Like, it's the best
Yeah,
Medea movie, and like a lot of it talks about a lot of issues that are like real for the family, and it's hilarious as well. And then the last one, I low key blanked for a second. I forgot what I was gonna say, but I'm just gonna throw in Black Panther. For real. Also also Glory Road. Glory Road, a great movie as well. I've seen
hey,
Glory Road so many times, and that's a great movie. But then also Black Panther is released 3 years ago today as well. So like Black Panther definitely changed the game for sure, for sure.
I would also say another one. I just gotta throw this one out here. Johnson's Family Reunion.
That's a
Johnson's
good
Family
movie, bro.
Reunion. Y'all need to watch that. Y'all need to watch that. That movie is so funny, bruh. And hey, and if you haven't already, y'all need to go. Everyone needs to go watch Judas and the Black Messiah. That
For real.
banger. I already
You know
seen it
what's
twice.
No, what's funny too, like you said, Johnson's Family Vacation. I remember I was having this conversation with a person, like talking about the movie, and I was like, you never." It was she was Mexican. She was like, "You never seen like you probably never seen Johnson's Family
Oh,
Vacation," and she was like, "Nah, like I would just never think that like a average white person or average like a person I've never at least has like never seen." Johnson's Family Vacation, but I was describing it to her. I was like, "Yeah, it's Cedric the Entertainer, Little Bow Wow's
Steve
in it,
Harvey.
Steve Harvey," and she's like, "Dang, that sounds lit." I'm like, "It is," like, but it's just
Yeah.
it really is just like a Black movie. I feel
You,
like for real.
yeah, that was made for us, bro. We grew up on that. Another one, I would say, one of my favorite movies of all time. Roll
Oh,
bounce,
wait, for real? Wait, can I put
hey,
that in my list, bro?
oh, yeah, dude. That's right up there with Love and Basketball for me. I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah,
that
yeah,
movie too many times.
yeah. Janae Smollett kills that, really kills that, and Bow Wow as well, and Sweetness, bro. Sweetness, legendary.
Sweetness.
Legendary. And before we get out of here, bro, is there anyone else that like I don't know when next time we'll have an update video, but is there anyone else that like you kind of want to get before we hit to these 52 episodes, like these 52?
So the next person I'm trying to get, if y'all know him, hit him up. His name is Cravion Gillespie. He went to Oregon. He's pro now with Nike. Look him up on Instagram, Flash Gordon. I think his YouTube channel is dope. He's a sprinter, and yeah, imagine like I don't want to insult, but a cooler Spencer Brown. I mean,
not the Spencer like that. Spencer.
I mean. Cool, Spencer cool. I ain't trying to hate. You know what I mean, though. Like, it's too different. It's just different. Spencer is cool.
Shout out Spencer.
But Cravion a little bit more swaggy. So all I'm saying is go check that out. But that's what we're trying to have on the podcast next. My apologies, the athlete special.
I don't really know who I want on next. All I really know is that we here and we ain't really going nowhere, to be honest. We about to come up to 52 straight, which is going to be pretty dope. Like, I can't believe we've done this every single week so far. I don't know what we're going to do for episode 52 yet. We got to start thinking about that more and more. But it's gonna be exciting. And like I said before, bro, if you all have any questions that you guys want us to ask about Michael Johnson or Alison Desir, leave it in the review box down below if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, or send us a DM. Like, get in contact with us. It's pretty easy. Then as well, like, if you guys want a guest or something, send it in the review box as well as you leave a rating or send us a DM or anything like that. We're definitely open to suggestions. We're definitely open to hear from y'all. And bro, follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, follow us on TikTok, bro. Like, we trying to cover all bases this year, and like we're don't just follow us there and like follow, like we're doing stuff there, we're releasing stuff there, and content is coming out, and our team is getting bigger. Shout out to John Horta real quick for the one time. And yeah, bro, you got any last remarks, Aaron, before we get out of here?
I just want to say this Tracksmith tee that I got on right now is so clean. It's so fresh. It's fitted. It's everything you could want out of a t-shirt. And shout out to Tracksmith for supporting us. Again, feel blessed to be partnering with them. So go ahead and use that discount code Culture15 to get $15 off your first purchase of $75 or more. I promise you won't regret it. Also, make sure y'all give us a rating. I'm sorry I'm asking this so much, but it really does help more people discover the podcast, and we are trying to continue to grow and
most definitely
take over. But yeah, if y'all could do that, rate us. But thanks so much. Thanks so much for listening. We can't do any of this without everyone that listens every week. So we really do appreciate you all. And as always, if you listen this far to the podcast, you truly are a day one homie.
Check us out the 10 this weekend, February 20th, on the Sound Running IG Live. Check out the 10 on YouTube as well at the Professional Track Series YouTube page. Keep on following the Runner Report. Follow us on Instagram, Mr. Pottspool, Super Hot Pots. If you need a Clubhouse invite, DM us, shoot us. We'll get you on Clubhouse. We'll be talking on there. And yeah, bro, see y'all next week on Two Black Tuesday. Let's get it.
Peace.